Now for our dry rub, that's that crisp skin. All right, everybody. So these are some wings. We're doing some Cajun dry and wet wings today. As you saw before, reaching this timestamp. I prepped these wings last night, just putting some salt and baking powder on it to help kind of dry them out a little bit to create more of a crispy wing. So they're all nice and dried out overnight. I'm gonna actually add them to this bowl and mix them with a little lemon pepper for our base seasoning. And then I'm gonna pop them in a 450-degree oven. And they're gonna be in there for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how they look. And then I'm gonna give them a flip, and they're gonna go in for another 15 to 20 minutes. All right, let's get started. Now they're pretty dry, so I'm not sure how well this coating is gonna stick to it, but hey, we'll give it a try. And just a shout out to Kenji Lopez, where I got this method of baking some crispy wings. So we're just gonna toss them. All right, we're gonna do skin side up when we place them back down on the rack. So as you can see, the coating's not sticking too crazily, and that's okay. Give them some space. Once they start to render, the seasoning will stick a little bit better. Okay. All right, make sure to have your wings skin skied up, and we're gonna pop these in the oven, and then we'll get our seasoning together. Okay, we have our array of spices here, and we're just gonna get started here. I'm gonna get started with the awkward part. I have some fennel seed here, okay, and some chopped onions, as we can see. But with this fennel seed in particular, I would like to crush up these seeds so they're a little more fine. I do not have a mortar and pestle to grind these up, so I'm going to be doing some unorthodox crap today. So let's say it's about 1.5 tablespoons of fennel seed. And we brought a hammer in the kitchen, guys, so we're gonna bang these up. Let's see if it works. Okay, I'd say this is more appropriate. All right, so we're gonna add our fennel seed. We have chopped onions here. This is looking like a hot mess, I know. Hot Mess Express, Hot Mess Express. Starlight Express, Starlight Express. All right, we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of the chopped onions. I'm making a great deal of this, just cause. We have some smoked paprika. Can add about 1/2 tablespoon of that. We have some thyme leaves. Again, not opened. About 1/2 tablespoon of that. Decent amount of white pepper. 1.5 tablespoons. Tablespoon of cayenne pepper. 1.5 tablespoons actually, let's do. So I want this to be a little spicy. Spicy. ground onion and garlic powder, about a half a tablespoon, some celery salt, some black pepper, cracked black pepper, and a couple pinches of salt. Now we're gonna grind this all up. Okay, and here's our Cajun seasoning. Whew, it smells hot. Should be looking like this when you're done. We're gonna set this aside and we're gonna start actually making our sauces and our dry rub sauce essentially for our wings. First, I'm gonna start off with my dry rub mixture, and I'm gonna do this dry rub mixture a little different than you would I guess anticipate. I'm gonna make like infused oil. The reason why I'm choosing oil instead of butter for this in particular is because I'm rendering out the fat in the chicken wings, and for a dry rub I want to maintain that crispy edginess that the chicken skin has. So I don't want to introduce fat in the form of butter back into that for rubbery skin. So I'm just going to use some canola oil here. And you'll see what I mean by the time the time comes. Let's say that's good enough. We're gonna wait till it's glistening and dancing for us a little bit. Then we're gonna add our seasonings. Make sure your heat is medium. You don't want to burn your seasonings. So you don't want to burn your seasonings, I repeat. Alright. I say that's looking decent. So we're gonna add a couple spoonfuls. Gonna add about 3 tablespoons for this serving here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix. And we're gonna do this for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then we're gonna put this to the side, and that's gonna be our dry rub. It's that easy, folks. Up next, our butter sauce. We're using butter because this is going to be our wet rub. So I don't really mind if the skin rehydrates a little bit, because typically that's what just has to happen, right? I'm going to add some oil so the butter doesn't burn, just in case. And let that melt down. Simply with that, we're going to add about 1 tablespoon to that. A little Cholula. And of course my good friend Big Red. Alright, take a look at that, ladies and gents. Looking awesome. So we're going to go ahead and turn. If you have tongs, I would recommend you do that. I'm using my fingers. Time to get color on this other side. Skin is rendering really nicely. I'm quite impressed by this today. Better than Wingstop, hands down. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, now I'm gonna put this back in the oven for another 15 minutes. Okay, for our side, we're gonna have some green beans. Don't ask me why, because of health, I suppose. Let's bring you in a little more, buddy. Yeah, so we're just gonna add this to the pan here. Didn't clean it out or anything. Add a little canola oil. Turn it up a little bit. Medium, high heat. Let them sizzle. We're gonna add a pinch of salt. Not fresh garlic today. We're gonna go with the onion garlic blend. Couple cracks of black pepper. Gonna toss. And once you start to see a little char on them, they're about done. Alright, I'm going to take them off and let them chill out until we're ready to eat some wings. Our wings are done, people. I just want to draw your attention to these blisters that you see, those little pockets of air. Especially this big one right here. That's because we put that bacon powder on it. Alright, so we're going to add these to the bowl, and we're going to start with our dry rub. Alright, I added some of the mixture of our dry rub first. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to add some more that seasoning on the bottom, and as well as that oil. The gold is in that seasoning. It's on the bottom of that oil. Gonna give them a toss. Add a little more seasoning. And we're actually going to let them drain on the rack right here. A little more seasoning. Want them definitely covered. That rub. Now for our wet rub. Mix. All right, let's try our wet rub first. So crispy. Mmm. Pretty good. Now for our dry rub. That's that crisp skin. Hit me in the comments. Are you team wet rub or dry rub? I love dry rub. Got some ranch here. Well, here you have it, folks. Give the recipe a try. Let me know what you think. And until next time, let's eat.